Hi, and welcome to this third video in this series made for the ADDPCP study. That stands for Advancing Diagnosis in Primary Care. This study is funded by the National Institutes of Health. The first two videos talked about memory problems. They also explained how doctors check the brain. This video focuses on a blood test that looks for changes linked to Alzheimer's disease. You gave blood as part of this study. Now you can choose to learn the results. This video will help you to make that choice. This video is for people in the study. It assumes you already gave a blood sample. It also assumes you're worried about memory problems. Maybe it's you or someone you care for. It assumes your regular doctor has done an exam. They talked with you about what might be wrong. It also assumes you will be seeing a specialist. That means a dementia expert as part of the study. Or maybe you've already had that visit. Finally, it assumes you are offered to learn the result of the blood test that looks for signs of Alzheimer's disease. This video is part of a three-part series. We suggest that you watch parts 1 and 2 before watching this video. Those videos explain key ideas that help this video make sense. Also, we suggest that you talk to the expert in your visit. They can explain how this information applies to you. This slide reviews ideas from the earlier videos. Memory problems can have many different causes. Some causes are body problems, like low vitamins. Others are brain problems, like Alzheimer's disease. This study uses blood tests to check for both. Some blood tests look for body problems. If we find something, we will tell you. If you agree, we can also tell your doctor about it. Other blood tests check for brain problems, such as Alzheimer's disease. The rest of this video talks about those tests. It will help you decide if you want to know the results. In the first video, we talked about brain diseases. Alzheimer's is just one type of brain disease. There are others, like the ones listed here. Each brain disease involves a different brain protein. Proteins are tiny building blocks that help the brain work. Sometimes these proteins start to act in the wrong way. That's what leads to problems with memory or thinking. To understand the cause, we look at the proteins. Knowing which protein is involved helps doctors understand the brain disease. We gave an example using two brain diseases, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Each one involves different proteins in the brain. Parkinson's, which was talked about a little in the first video, is linked to a protein called alpha-synuclein. Alzheimer's disease involves two proteins shown on this slide, tau and A beta. As we said before, these proteins build up over time. Tau forms tangles inside the brain cells. A beta collects next to the brain cells. When too much builds up, it causes thinking problems. This video focuses on blood tests for the Alzheimer's proteins. There are no blood tests yet for Parkinson's. In recent years, new tests have been developed. These tests can show protein buildup in the brain. One way is with brain pictures like PET scans. Another way is a lumbar puncture or spinal tap. That means using a small needle inserted into the lower back, and it takes a sample of the fluid that surrounds and bathes the brain. The newest way is through a blood test. It can also show signs of protein buildup. In this study, we use a blood test called phosphorylated tau 217. The short name is p-tau 217. This test looks for protein buildup in the brain. It checks for plaques and tangles linked to Alzheimer's disease. The result can be high or low. A high result means plaques and tangles are building up. A low result means no buildup is happening. This test can show changes even before symptoms start. So, what the result means depends on the situation. It depends on whether the person has memory problems or not. In the next slides, we'll start to look at examples. We'll show how the test might be used and explained. Let's look at the first example. This person has memory problems that are getting worse. They repeat questions and forget to pay bills. If their p-tau217 result is high, Alzheimer's may be part of the reason for their memory problems. The memory problems may also keep getting worse over time. If the result is low, Alzheimer's is probably not the reason for their memory problems, but something else could still be causing the problem. You would want to talk to your doctor to know what they think about what is causing the problem. This is the second example. This person is just a little forgetful. They can still do daily things like work and pay bills. Their doctor checked and said that the kinds of problems this person has are normal for their age. Now let's look at what the blood test might show. If p-tau217 is high, it does mean that proteins are building up, but we don't know if that will cause problems later. If p-tau217 is low, those proteins are not building up. That means that Alzheimer's is not a concern right now. Now that you've learned about the p-tau217 test, you could think about whether you want to get your result. It's your choice. This test is about you. If you want to know, you can. If not, that's okay too. But before you decide, here are some things to remember. First, this test is very new. It hasn't been used in many people yet. Other things like health or genetics might affect the result. So we have to be very careful about what the result might mean until we learn more. We are using this test in this study so that we can learn more. Also, this test only tells us about Alzheimer's disease. It doesn't tell us about other causes of memory problems. If you choose to get your result, talk to your doctor. They can help you understand what it might mean. Someone from the ADDPCP research team will also talk it through with you. And remember, this test is not needed for your care. If your doctor wants to check for Alzheimer's, they can do it with other tests. Now you can decide if you want your result. There is no wrong or right answer. Let's go over what happens in each case. If you don't want to know the result, that's okay. Your doctor will not see it. It will not go into your medical record. Your choice will be respected. If you do want to know, tell the study team. They will support your decision. They'll find your result and plan a time to talk about it. You can bring someone with you for support. Before you decide, talk to your doctor or the study expert. Ask what they think about your memory and thinking. They can help explain what a high or a low result could mean for you. Before you decide, there are a few more things to think about. Learning this kind of information can sometimes lead to problems. For example, if the result becomes part of your medical file or you tell certain people about it, it could someday affect your ability to get some kinds of insurance. This doesn't happen often, but it's something to consider. Also, hearing this kind of result can be emotionally hard. Some people feel very worried or sad afterwards. They might feel stressed or scared about the future. But you won't know for sure if things will get worse, so it's important not to rush your decision. If thinking about the result already makes you feel upset, it may help to talk to a mental health professional first. Your doctor can help you find someone to talk to. If you choose to learn your result, you might want to bring a family member or a friend with you. They can help you understand and cope with the information. We hope this video helped you understand the blood test in this study. We also hope it helped you think about whether to learn your result. Thank you for being part of the ADDPCP study. Your time and effort will help many people in the future. If you have questions, we're here to help. We can also support you in making your decision about the test result.